A little girl had to be about 3 or 4 years old, standing on the back porch of our home, looking for my father to come home. Because apparently that night we hadn't had dinner. And my mom had kept telling us he's coming. He went to get groceries, he's coming back. And I can remember that morning standing out looking for him, and I would call my mother. I said, well, when is he coming? Because we were hungry. And she said, he should be here in a minute. Don't worry, he's coming. And back in the day, it was dirt roads, and you could see a car when it's coming because you could see the dust, on the highway rising. But every car that came by wasn't his. And that went on until about, I don't know what time, because I had no recollection of time back and then, but it had to be after the morning, after 12. And my mother gave up on him coming back, and she got us all dressed, and we went to my grandfather's house. And I can remember they lived right across the creek, they called it. And you had to walk across the log to get to the other side, over the water. So I would sit on one of my older brother's shoulders, and he would take me across the lake, the creek rather, to my grandparents' house. So I can remember us going over there that morning and them talking. We didn't understand, I didn't hear the conversation, but then my grandmother and my mom and everybody got in the kitchen and they started cooking, and we just had a big breakfast, dinner, lunch, whatever, everything, chicken, and, they prepared a large meal for us. But that's when I really realized that I existed. Before, I didn't realize I existed. But it's sad that a child have to remember being hungry as their first existence. But it helped me, I think, to be who I am today, because I've learned how to survive in any situation, whether you have plenty or you don't have any. My mom taught me to trust in God, and that went a long ways with me. Life hasn't always been a crystal stair for me, but I've always had the answer to how to pick yourself up and move on. And before I knew who was carrying me really, I always saw that things always worked out for me. It would work out. And I would hear my mother. My mother was a praying lady, and she would pray all the time. And she taught me that she was depending on Jesus. So it helped me as I grew up to depend on Jesus as well. But I didn't really know him for myself at that time. I was knowing him through her. But now I can say, thank God, I've learned him for myself. I've gone through trials and tribulations in my own life that has taught me that God is carrying me. And I've been through broken marriage. I've been through a husband on drugs. I've been through a live-in situation. I've been through, you name it. I've been through a lot of stuff. I've been broken. But God showed me that he was in control of my life. He showed me that all I had to do was trust him. And when I trust him, he forgave me for all my sins. And he let me know that I am his child and that he loves me as well. And I want others to know that I don't care what you're going through, God is the answer. we always try to fix things ourselves. When we try to fix things, normally we mess them up more, you know. But if we just make him our first choice, say, Lord, I'm going to let you handle this. You lead me, you guide me, you show me what you want me to do. That's when he'll take control of your life. But as long as you're holding on to it and you trying to rule it, that's what's going to happen. You're going to be in control of it. And we don't do a very good job of controlling our lives. And that's why one reason I love that song, Amazing Grace. You know, I don't care how bad you figure you've been in life, God still loves us. There's no little sin, there's no big sin with him. God just hates sin. And we need to see that. Once we see that, we can live with ourselves and we can forgive ourselves for what we've done. Those mistakes help you to be the person that you are. So just count them. Don't get upset when you're going through troubles, trials and tribulations. Just learn from those things. If we can learn from those things and move on and be able to help somebody else, because that's what it's all about. If you can just help somebody as we journey through this land, because this is not our home. This is just, I call it practice for what's coming. And we have something great coming, and that's heaven. And not that I'm trying to get there today or tomorrow or whatever, but whenever God calls me, I want to be ready to go, because it's going to be a new experience, and I am ready to go whenever he calls me, because I know that when I wake up in the morning, my first thought is thanking him for life, health, and strength. And my second thought is, what can I do today to help somebody else? What can I say? How can I show Christ? And that's what it's all about. It's not about us so much. People worry about little things in life. It's not even about us. This is just what we got to do until he comes back for us. And we need to be thinking about this lost world out here. There's so many lost people that don't know where to turn, don't know who to turn to. And it's Jesus. And we are the only Jesus that people are going to ever see. Some people. And we need to live in a way where Christ is shown every day in our lives. It's not so much what we say, but it's how we live. Are we living to glorify Christ? And that's my goal, to live in a way when I meet people, they see Jesus, not me. And I hope that's what people see, and even in this, whoever see this video here, I hope they see Jesus, because that's what's important. And I want to sing Amazing Grace, the first verse of it. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. And it's a great thing to see. When you see, everything look different. The world isn't the same all this stuff that's happening around us now today in this world, all the hatred, all the pain, everything that's going on. We can see joy in the midst of this, but it takes God's grace to bring us to that point, to heal that brokenness that we have. And we all broken. But once we get Jesus, he makes us whole again. And I just thank God every day that I know that, and I want the world to know how they can be whole again, how they can find joy. I don't care what's going on in your life. There's joy. You can find some joy in it. And that's what I want the world to see.